to you is, I think that having a trade is great. Do not get it twisted. There's no. I'm a promote having a trade, but if you're going to have a trade, you need to be the best. You need to be the person who people go to, not the person who's working under the person people go to. That's what I'm
What do you
saying.
talk?
That's not
What do you?
realistic.
That's not realistic.
That's
not
not
Everyone
realistic
can't be a
at all.
boss.
Look, you get your
Listen,
public
Everyone can't be a
certification.
boss.
can I please finish this? What I'm saying to you is,
Bro,
a
gotta
lot
do
of
one mic, y'all.
people are plumbers, but they're not a master plumber. Okay,
What does
those
that
are the
matter?
people who
What does
make
that
money.
mean? What does
You know
that
what a
mean? That they're,
plumber is?
Why does
but why?
why do
What?
we have to
Okay,
ask
why
Hold
do
on, y'all. We have
everybody
to
have
do.
to
Hold
be a
on.
master plumber?
Wait. We got to do one mic. I don't want us talking over each other. I want the audience to be able to hear what's being happening right now. Shan, I think they're asking you, what's the point that you're making when it comes to being a master plumber?
Because there's a such thing as being a tech and then actually being the plumber or the electrician. There are electrical techs that work under electricians, so they may call you out to the house, but there are things that he can't do because he's just not qualified to do it. But we do call him an electrician, but he's not going to get the same pay as an electrician. I had the honor of following somebody who was a plumber. He has guys who work under him. He gets great money, right? So when these guys came to my house, I thought that they were of the same as him, and they were not. He had to explain to me there are levels to it.
Okay.
And this is why black men are giving up on dating, because they want finished products. So it started from get a job. Now they're moving the goalpost from, okay, you have a job, but you should be the boss. You should own the business. It's like, it's never good enough. So how is this woman ever supposed to understand the average man? How is she ever supposed to build with an average man when she wants the finished product? So apparently being a plumber and just a normal electrician is not good enough unless you have the experience to be a master plumber, a master electrician. Being a plumber is not good enough for them. They're going to want more. And let's say you even become a master electrician, master plumber, and you have your own business. She's going to wake up one morning and say, why don't you have 5 businesses? It's like, it's never enough. So men are like, okay, everything I do is not good enough for you because you want more and more and more and more and more. All because you want to keep spending and live this luxurious lifestyle to show that you have a man who makes money. Men are like, this is too much. Let me just make my own money. That's enough for me and give up on this dating shit. Some guys are going overseas.
I think the question is, what's the point of you
my point
making a difference
is,
with that?
My point is, I like trades. And I think that as a black community, we can focus on trades, but we're not doing it the way that makes money, basically. That's the reason why we're low. We were talking about economically not where we need to be. Because if you're going to be a plumber, be the plumber. Be the master plumber.
Well, to counter,
it takes stages. It takes time. It takes experience. No one just wakes up one morning and becomes a master plumber, master electrician, or even own their own, business. But she's making it seem like this is crazy. They want the finished product. She's talking about, you should become a master plumber so you make more money. But at the end of the day, she wants to spend the money anyway. It's not like she wants you to make the money and keep it to yourself. No, she wants you to make the money so you can take her to Dubai.
Counter that point.
Wait, hold on, Willie. So saying in that case, right, if you have a master plumber, then the master plumber owns the business.
Well, he's just the person.
Just hear me out.
Okay.
He then has to hire other plumbers to work for him in order to grow the business. That's how you make the economical change. If everyone is a master plumber, then most people aren't going to want to work underneath somebody else that when they're both master plumbers.
Exactly.
The same way in education. Just as you may have a teacher's assistant. You need a teacher's assistant, right? Mm-hmm. The school needs teacher's assistants. So if where you are content with being a teacher assistant or just being a teacher, or if you want to go the next step and become a doctor so you can eventually become a principal, these are all separate stages that different people are going to achieve for. So I don't think that saying that, because you stopped at this point makes you any less valuable than the master plumber.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, to them, the average, I keep telling you guys, like the average man, it's not good enough for them. If you're not a boss, if you don't make millions of dollars, and most importantly, if you're not willing to spend the money on them, they don't see you as shit. So apparently being a plumber is not good enough. Being an electrician is not good enough. You actually have to own the plumbing business to make Sean over here happy, to make it seem like you're more of a man worthy of a relationship or marriage. You know, to them, there's nothing a man these days can do is good enough unless you really have big money. Because at the end of the day, it goes back to the money. Everything she's saying, saying, oh, the master plumber makes more money. Yeah, we know. But can I start here? And are you gonna build with me as I start down on this level? Or you're gonna come back 10 years later, 3 kids later, 3 baby daddies later to tell me, oh, now that you own the business, now I want to be your woman. It's like, no, you should have been my woman when I was starting on the journey, but you didn't think I was worthy.
I'm not saying that.
But that's what it sounds like.
No,
That's
what
exactly
I'm
what it
saying to
sounds
you
like.
is, as when I'm talking to you, I see greatness in you. Why settle for the bottom when you can be at the top? So when I'm
Why-
talking to black
why
men,
can't-
No one
if
is
you
settling.
listen to me, if I'm talking to black men, I'm gonna always preach for you to be the best in the game.
That's because you want me to make the most money so I can spend more money on you. It's not really because you really wish me the best. Let's be honest.
I don't want you to work for nobody else. I want you to own your own. I want you to be the master. If that's too much, you don't have to. But I'm a pump you up to.
So
That's
That's
fine.
fine.
That's fair.
Wait.
That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. But in that same sense, I could say, Shan, you're a teacher. You're smart as fuck in what you do. You should write a book. Maybe you don't want to
Exactly.
write a book. Are you now less of the best version of yourself because you don't want to write a book?
I
Wait,
didn't
Exactly.
say that. I'm just
Liz.
saying if I'm with somebody, I'm going to
That-
want him to be the best that he can be, just like I would want him to want the best for me. So if I'm talking to you, whether you do it or not, if we're talking to everybody in the world, I'm gonna say, look, you can do this. Don't you I want you to be the master plumber. I want you to be the master electrician.
Okay, what if he doesn't want to be master anything? What if he's okay being the plumber and he wants to do something else on the side? Sounds to me like she's gonna be nagging her man the whole time because she want, like I said, it goes back to the money. She wants him to. She's not saying be a master plumber so you gain more skills. No, she wants you to be a master plumber so you make more money. And guess who you're going to spend the money on? On her. So she benefits. So it's not because she wants the best for you. She wants the best for herself in the end. But it's like she's gonna be nagging you the whole time.
I see nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna knock you because you're not, absolutely not. But I'm gonna
That's
sit
what
here
you're
and try to
doing.
That's
motivate
what.
you.
That's
So
what-
listen.
All right, so let Willie go ahead and cook for a second. Let Willie go ahead and cook for a second and then we gotta.
That's literally what you just did. We have an we have
No,
it.
I brought
Let
up
me
a
finish.
stat.
I promise you, I'll give you a chance to respond. This is
Oh.
what you just did. We have an employee shaming other men for not being employers. You are an employee saying that if black man, if you're not the master, then what are you doing? And then you're looking down on them based on exactly what you said. But to further disprove what you're saying, you said that women go to school for a bunch of health degrees, right? I think that's common sense. So then, according to your logic, we shouldn't respect CNAs because they're not nurses. We shouldn't respect nurses because they're not physician's assistants. And because of that, like the shaming language you use, it shows how you really feel. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the only problem that I have personally is just stand on it. Because you're saying if that journeyman electrician isn't a master, then it takes 4 years. And every year you have to get 2,000 hours of experience. That's 8,000 hours of experience you have to become a master electrician or a plumber or anything, because you also disregarded the actual structure of how apprenticeships work. And again, so if a black man, why does he not want to be a master electrician? Cool. Just make sure you apply that logic to yourself. Because one of the things that it's like, it bothers me a lot when I see so many employees shaming other people for being okay with being employees.
I didn't
Facts.
shame you. I
You
just
did.
motivated
You can't shame me. This isn't personal to me at all.
Let me say it slow so you guys can
No,
understand.
don't say it slow. Just say it
Now
some way that
listen
makes
to
sense.
what I'm saying. Let me understand. Just because I'm motivating you does not mean I'm shaming anybody else. You understand?
Okay, I do want us to hold on, Shan, because I do want us to seek the understanding, right? So, two things can be happening at the same time. You could not be saying that but it may come off like that. So do you understand what
I
he
get
is
it.
saying as far as if you're speaking to somebody, they don't know you, and you say that, can you say that they can come
So
to that conclusion?
if
It's a
you
possibility
don't,
that somebody can come to that conclusion.
okay, let me clarify. If you can be whatever you want to be, I'm gonna support you in whatever it is that you want to be, right?
That's a lie. She's gonna support you, but she's gonna leave you and go for the master plumber. If we're gonna be honest, you're gonna start your year one as a plumber. She's gonna leave you and go for the guy who's a master plumber. And they do this all the time. They say, "Oh, you know what they call it? They call it, oh, he didn't want to grow. He wanted to be the same, and I wanted to grow. I felt like there was no growth." Yeah, those are the words they use. There was no growth in the relationship. But all the man did was work, pay the bills, go back to work, pay the bills, do the same thing. Because men are simple. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, if men didn't have to spend money on women, men wouldn't be dying to conquer and get all the money in the world. They would get just enough money to pay their bills, go to the beach with their boys, go to a barbecue, grab a few beers, go to the gym, come back home, watch a movie, and do the same thing over and over again. But this traveling, let's take a trip. So in her mind, she wants to take several trips, and she won't be able to take several trips a year with her man if he can't afford them, if he's not a master plumber.
Right? But at the same time, just like we're talking about social studies degrees and all this kind of stuff, okay, let's all be great at what it is that we're doing. I just want us all to be great. If you don't want to do that, if there's a place for it. There's a place for techs, right? We need them just as much. It's probably more because they do a lot of the handiwork, just like we need nurses, more than we probably, I mean, we need doctors, but I'm just saying we do need nurses. All I'm saying is if I'm talking to somebody, I think that y'all the bomb, right? And I want what's best for you. So I'm
She's
going to
gonna be
always
Nage.
promote us to the highest. That's not necessarily meaning I have a problem if you don't want to achieve it, but as an educator, I'm gonna always see the good. Like, no, I see better. Like, I know you can go higher than that. You understand what I'm saying?
She's gonna be a
Shan, I
Nage
think
overnight.
No,
it's
we're
an
not pushing.
intentional misunderstanding because and this is some of the stuff that we've talked about before about having a woman that is going to push you, right? Having a woman that's going to support whatever it is that you're trying to do. And that's what we do. So the fact that we're sitting here trying to take what she's saying and twist it into something that clearly, I mean, I understood what she was saying is that whatever you do, even if you're going to be a CNA, be the best damn CNA you could be.
That's not what she said. She said if you're gonna be a CNA, she wants you to own the hospital at the end of the day. That's what she was saying. She didn't say be the best you can be. You can be the best CNA, but that doesn't mean you have to own the hospital. She's saying you actually have to become a boss.
If you can
That's
be
not what she said.
if you can be beyond CNA, if you have the potential to move beyond being a CNA and you know just as much as the nurse that you're working for, then pursue being the nurse.
I don't want it.
Don't be comfortable, and this is with anything. Don't be comfortable doing the bare minimum. That's all she's getting at.
How is it the bare minimum just because a man is comfortable where they are? Maybe they are very good at their job, but they just want to be good at that job. They don't want to own the company. But you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, they keep changing the standards and putting all these weird parameters for black men.
If you have the ability to go to school and become a tech or do whatever training you can to become a tech, a lot of times the tech is learning a lot of what the next level is. Like when I was a teacher, a para that I had in my class, she was capable of grading papers. She was capable of doing testing. She was capable of doing all of the things that I was doing in the classroom. The only difference is I had the formal education to say that I'm more qualified than she is, even though we were doing the same thing. And to be honest, some stuff I was learning from her because she was a para longer than I had been a teacher. I'm coming in as a new teacher. So
Can I
the thing
respond
is,
after those?
if you have the
No. I
ability-
want to go, brother.
Hold
real
on,
quick.
wait. Let her finish. Go ahead.
If you have the ability to do more, then why not strive for more? That's the whole point that Shan was getting at. And I think y'all intentionally are trying to be obtuse about it.
Okay, no,
No.
That's
So
not
let
what
me
she
go,
was saying.
brother. Let me go real
Hold on,
quick.
hold on, no, hold on, straight. We're gonna go to Dope. We're gonna go to Willie, then we'll come to you.
Now,
All right.
I don't think that you're purposely being disingenuous. I just want to say that, right? But if we
She
go
is
back to this
being
conversation, we were talking about black men in trades in general. When we brought up trades, she said, well, how many are master plumbers, right? And when she said that, she used that to pretty much discredit everybody who's not a master plumber and be like, yo, they're not master plumbers, though. They're just normal
Mhm.
plumbers. They're not
Yeah.
master plumbers.
We
And
were
then-
talking about
No,
doing
we're not
well
listening
in
to
the
how
economy.
Hold on, I got
No,
you.
no,
Hold on, y'all got it. Y'all have to let them. Y'all have to let them finish, and then
Okay,
we'll
I'm gonna write it
and-
down.
and
I'll
then
get
we'll
back
get
to you.
correction. Right?
Now, at a certain point in the conversation recently, we got to the point where she clarified what she actually meant, which is fine. I don't want to hold her accountable for what she didn't mean, but we have to acknowledge that's not what she said, and that wasn't the course of action. That wasn't the course of the conversation. So for you to say that we're being disingenuous when you're just taking her second, third argument and saying that's what she meant, that's not right.
Yeah, she said a man who's a plumber is not good enough. He should be a master plumber. Like as if being a plumber, just a plumber, is like he has to own his own plumbing business. Which goes back to what I've been saying, that average men are not considered good men. In fact, one of the guys in the comments said it best in one of my videos, that these days women don't think you're a good man unless you have lots of money. Like you being a good man, being a gentleman, buying flowers, calling her, texting her, complimenting her, being nice to her, taking care of her kids is not good unless you're willing to spend some money. That's when they consider you a good man.
So the reason why
Wait,
I said
Hold on.
Let me
no,
just-
because I
Hold
want
on.
to.
Wait. Write it down.
All right.
If you guys,
I
are
didn't-
hold
I
on,
wrote
wait,
it. I
hold
said I
on,
was
wait,
gonna write it
wait
down.
one
I was
second,
gonna write it down.
wait 1 second. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with you trying to motivate people to do better and be better. Just make sure that you also embody that same ethic.
Oh,
Because if
I agree.
if
Well,
a
hold on, wait,
teacher-
Sean.
if you're a teacher, then you should be trying to be a vice principal or an assistant principal or a principal, or go just saying to one day be a superintendent. So a lot of the times when women do things, which such as what you did say, but you're not a master. If a man said, but you're not a principal because you're a teacher, we would catch all the hell in the world for that.
Exactly.
So
It's
as long
dumb.
as you actually embody the exact same principles and motivation you have, it's cool. And I can't say that you don't because I don't know you. But what I can say is this, is that people who are doing that tend to not have that same type of rhetoric or conversation about the people who aren't. So go ahead, straight. You can have.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a man shouldn't have to own a business or be a master at anything to be considered a good man or a worthy man. Because, which for me, I don't mind her saying what she's saying, because I think many women think and feel the same way she is the exact same sentiment, right? So that's why they will leave a man who makes $70,000 to the man who makes $100,000 because he makes more money and willing to spend it on her. So at the end of the day, everything she said was in the benefit of her. She wants the man to make more money because she knows if he makes more money, he'll buy a new car, not because she wants him to win. Anyway, what do you guys think about that? Shout out to Lapif, link down below.